Okay, so a new project. Now, this is something that comes up in the Facebook groups and different things periodically, and it is a large DC motor out of a treadmill. And I always tell people that these are not ideal for do-it-yourself turbines because they are set up for way too high of an RPM and way too high of a voltage. It makes it kind of difficult to really utilize with a realistic setup. But I have one. I haven't been willing to go and invest in one myself to do a project. I've always kind of wanted to, but because I already know they're not really ideal, I've just not done it. But I had this treadmill given to me for free, so I pulled the motor out of it and we're going to check it out. This is just meant to be a very basic voltage test just to see how it works. I did already turn it, so I won't be surprised. But it will emphasize what I was talking about. Too high of an RPM, too high of a voltage for what people really want to see. It's still got the flywheel on it. It's kind of heavy. There is some drag inside the rotor itself, and you can hear some squeaking going on. I will probably look and see if I can pull this motor apart to lubricate things. It has spent at least 6 years outside in the weather, all weather, not being moved. So it's dirty, it's greasy, there's some rust, and it's going to take some work, but it might be a fun thing to play with a little bit. And I do have the DC leads hooked up to my little meter here. And you guys can see, as I turn it, I do generate power. Generates power both ways. One thing is it does turn opposite direction of what normal turbines seem to, so I'll have to keep that in mind. Because all the blades that I already have turn the opposite direction. We might try this with a set of Eastabreeze blades, or I might have to make some for it. Now, turning this thing as fast as I can, I can get 4, sometimes 5 volts. But honestly, as fast as I can is probably just over 100 RPM. So if 100, and it is pretty linear. So if I'm turning 100 RPM, if I can kick that up to 1,000 RPM, then maybe 40 volts, 40, 50 volts. The problem is going to be is that this turbine, this motor is rated for something like 1,800 RPM. So even if I get it up that high to 40 or 50 volts, I'm going to be lucky to be pulling, an amp, maybe 2 amps, 3 amps. If I short the leads out, it doesn't break the motor at all. Stick those together. Give it a little twist. And I can barely feel a difference in the rotation with it, with leads not being shorted. So very, very high resistance. Means very, very high RPM, very, very high voltage. But we're going to see what we can do with it anyway. Now, stay tuned. There will be more to this project coming in the future at some point. Thanks for watching, guys.